Good morning. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to meditation at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Janelle Carroll and I am a licensed religious science practitioner here at the center. And it is my honor to be with you in meditation here this morning. I invite you to settle into your space wherever you are. Rest and allow everything around you to support you in this moment, whether it's the floor or the chair, whether it's the ground beneath your feet. Just allow yourself to be supported and breathe into this moment. Find that perfect breath, spirit breathing as you, the perfect rhythm that is just yours, that perfect expression of spirit. With every breath, centering and going deeper to that space where deep calls into deep, where spirit sits waiting, watching, and the still small voice is found. These beautiful autumn mornings, my favorite time of year because it's so easy to be in love. There's beauty all around. So easy to be in awe and wonder and amazement. In the morning, I walk my dog as the sun is rising. My feet walking the earth, these trails, and I find myself stepping in between the rising sun and fields of goldenrod in bloom, surrounded by the glow. And it never fails to remind me of the words of Walt Whitman. Dazzling and tremendous. Dazzling and tremendous, how easily the sunrise could kill me. If I could not now, as always, send sunrise out of me. We too ascend dazzling and tremendous as the sun. I found my own, oh my soul, in the cool calm of the daybreak. We too ascend dazzling and tremendous as the sun. You too ascend dazzling and tremendous as the sun. We are each dazzling and tremendous. This month we contemplate fear and faith, facing fear, embracing faith. We are dazzling and tremendous. What would we fear? As winter approaches, I look to my house and there was a project that I was hesitant to start. And I looked at it yesterday taking off the siding from a part of my house, and I thought, oh, Papa, meaning my earthly father, what if I can't do it? What if I get in there and it's more of a mess than I can handle? What if I don't have the tools I need? What if I have to jack up the windows and reframe the whole thing? What if I don't have the time before it gets colder? What if I don't know what to do? But I am dazzling and tremendous. Sometimes I forget. And so Spirit, as Spirit does, came in the form of wind, lifted my hair, and it tickled my cheek, and it said, know that I am with you always. I am everything you seek. Only seek me. There is nothing to fear. God is there with the perfect answer. Only seek. And so I took a deep breath and I threw back my shoulders and I looked at that autumn sky and I said, I am dazzling and tremendous. And I picked up a crowbar and I got to work. Ernest Holmes writes that within us is the unborn possibility of infinite experience. Within us is the unborn possibility of infinite experience. We too arise dazzling and tremendous as the sun. Spirit is with us always. Only begin. And so as we move into the silence, I challenge you to think of something which you are hesitant to begin, something which fear of any kind is rearing its head. And I challenge you to recall, Spirit is with you always. Within you is the unborn possibility of limitless experience, and you are dazzling and tremendous as the sun. Only begin. Within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. We too arise dazzling and tremendous as the sun. Limitless experience. What is there to fear? You are dazzling and tremendous as the sun. Just begin. Just do it. And know that spirit is with you always. It is all that you seek. All that you need. Simply seek spirit and just do it. Breathing in and breathing out. I invite you again to focus your awareness to your breath, to this moment, and to this space. I thank you. Thank you for being here, for being you, for joining us this morning for meditation. Namaste.
Good morning and welcome to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Kristen Wilcock and I am a practitioner here at CCSL, and I will be giving you the announcements today. Due to the current pandemic, we will be offering our Sunday celebration live stream to our YouTube channel, which is Columbus CSL, and it will be posted later to our Facebook page. So please feel free to share our service from your YouTube channel to your own Facebook page. Please join us for our Wednesday Community Connection from 7 to 8 p.m. See your CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for the Zoom sign-in or contact the CCSL office. You can also find the Zoom sign-in on our Facebook page. We will begin working with Colin Tipping's book, Radical Forgiveness. Also see Reverend Gregory's private Facebook group called CCSL Spiritual Practice Group, and everyone is invited to join. Everyone is invited to join us for our CCSL community meeting next Sunday, October 4th, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. via Zoom. This meeting will be focused on how we are doing as a community, and we will share some results from the Sunday service survey. We will get updates from the core council and other leaders, and we will all have an opportunity to ask questions and share ideas. We look forward to your participation. It is so valuable for us to continue dialoguing with one another and evolving our beautiful spiritual community. So please see your CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for the Zoom sign-in link. Mark your calendars for our next Open Hearts Open Mic. That event will take place this Friday, October 9th from 7 to 9 p.m. We have such great talent each month, and you don't want to miss this event. Contact Jim Hetzer at jahetzer@sbcglobal.net to learn how you can share your creative talents. It's official. We are going to have our next parking lot service on Sunday, October 18th, and Reverend Gregory Toole will be joining us in person, and practitioner Julie Matheson will be joining us in person as well. The parking lot will be open for your arrival at 9:30 a.m. Our parking lot team will joyfully show you where to park. You can tune your car radio to FM 93.9, and you can listen to the entire service from the comfort of your vehicle. You are welcome to bring a chair if you choose to sit outside of your vehicle. When outside of your vehicle, please wear your mask and practice social distancing. Thank you. This service will take place at the Northwest Masonic Temple, rain or shine. Join us for our next virtual choir project. All you need is a smartphone and the willingness to sing. We will take care of the technical stuff. Everyone is welcome to participate, whether you are in the choir or not. The music team is looking forward to co-creating something special with you. Contact Carissa Holmes at Carissa, C-A-R-I-S-A, at carissacreates.com if you are interested. Thank you to everyone who has completed the 10-question CCSL survey. We appreciate your feedback. If you have not completed the survey, see your latest CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for the survey link. There's still time, and we'd really love to know how our Sunday service is working for you. In this virtual environment, it is hard to know how the service is being received and if it is meeting the needs of our community. The survey closes at midnight on Wednesday, September 30th, so please get your survey completed before then. You are the face of God. Tired of not seeing your friends and family in person? Help us share the shining smiles, sparkling eyes in the community space, mask or no mask, in our Sunday celebration. We are collecting pictures of CCSL community members, supporters, new visitors, guests, and friends to share in our virtual Sunday service. Please send us a picture of yourself. Let us see you and what you are up to in these unique times. Show us your favorite mask, your pets, your garden, your COVID project, what you are doing, or whatever you want to share. Send your pictures to Robin at robin@spirituallivingcolumbus.org, or we can share the faces, or so we can share the faces of God in our virtual Sunday celebration. If you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our website. That is the news for today, so let's all sing our new opening song.
Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Speak your mind. Show them who you really are. Show them you're a shining star of brilliant light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupolo, and I am so happy that you're here with us this morning. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is an inclusive organization, and you are welcome here in our community, no matter where you are on your spiritual journey. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful Sunday morning on our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so now, and remember to give it a thumbs up and to ring the bell. We love that you're here with us. We are happy that you are joining us this morning. And also, a recording of today's service will be posted to our Facebook page later on today. So now, would you please read our mission statement along with me? We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. I'd like to thank practitioner Janelle Carroll for that beautiful outdoor meditation this morning and for reminding us of the oneness of God and the Son. I'd also like to thank Janelle for holding virtual High Watch for our service today. Now I'd like to reintroduce licensed practitioner Kristen Wilcock, who will be assisting me today. Kristen?
Good morning. We now begin our sacred service with the ringing of the bowls. I would like to introduce our community member, Dave Scarborough, who will be giving us the reading this morning. Dave?
A reading from Science of Mind, page 161. we should be careful not to divide our mental house against itself. Having announced the law of liberty, we must not deny it. When we shall all know the truth, then ways and means and methods will be found for the freedom of all. The mold of acceptance is the measure of our experience. The infinite fills all molds and forever flows into new and greater ones. Within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to it.
Thank you, Dave. Now let the music take us within.
Oh, to Spirit, I surrender everything I freely give. I will ever love and trust and in your presence daily live. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, oh blessed Spirit. I surrender all to Spirit. I surrender. Now I give myself to thee. Fill me with thy love and power. Let thy blessings fall on me. I surrender all to Spirit. I surrender all to thee, oh blessed Spirit. I surrender all.
There is only one thing happening here. It is the love of the divine. This love is the perfect pattern behind all of life. It is that unique and brilliant pattern of nature that expresses fully in every moment. This infinite power is all that is. It is a power of love beyond my wildest dreams. It is generous. It is unlimited. It is full of possibilities, ideas, and inspirations. And I am part of this divine expression. Within me and all around me is that perfect pattern of the divine. The divine inspiration comes to me and through me easily and effortlessly for I am one with that life force that has created me. It is all that I am. This is the reality of my being. This is the reality of everyone hearing these words now. In this awareness, I accept that all my decisions are grounded in this love, that whatever is next for me comes to me through that perfect pattern, that natural pattern of the divine. I understand that this love lives within me, and this love brings with it the awareness of what is truth. And so today I have faith that anything that is not the spiritual truth is recognized as such. Any thoughts that are not aligned with this reality and truth are seen as the misunderstandings they are. I invite any shifts in consciousness to take place that need to take place in order to bring my entirely new level of this clarity to me now. I claim and accept that the divine life in its complete expression flows through me. I am a creative presence in this world, and I give of myself in ways that nourish life. I am so grateful for this ever-present connection to the divine. It is pure joy to have an inner guidance system that is all-knowing. My life is blessed through the divine right action that is communicated to me. I give thanks for the love that is allowed to move freely as a result. With complete faith, I release my truth into the law. I let it go and I let it be, knowing that it is done. And so it is.
I surrender all. I surrender all. Oh, to thee, oh, blessed Spirit, I surrender all.
Good morning again. I forgot it was my turn. So I have a little story to tell you. It starts like this. Once upon a time in Charlotte, North Carolina, there were two women. And these two women started attending what was then known as the Religious Science International Church of Charlotte. And these two women became fast friends. In fact, these two women became each other's very first prayer partners while they were taking the class Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. Well, one of these women was also a very gifted and talented singer and songwriter. And this very gifted singer and songwriter also went on to become an ordained religious science minister. She has worked with the Mecklenburg Ministries in Charlotte, the Charlotte's Interfaith Organization. She started doing that in 2006, only about 7 years after they first met in the late 90s. She provides leadership training to different communities. She went on to become a keynote speaker nationally and internationally at conferences, at churches, at Gay Pride, and other LGBTQ equality events. And this story, this once upon a time of these two women, this story that first started in religious science together, as you might imagine, one of them was me, and I am not the singer-songwriter. The other one was Reverend Christy Snow. And it is my great privilege and honor to introduce her this morning. I am so grateful. We are so blessed and we are so lucky to have her here performing her brilliant music and to give us our talk this morning. So please help me in your homes or wherever you're watching it and help me welcome Reverend Christy Snow.
Am I ready? Thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me, Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. It's so great to be with you this morning. I love that recap of our meeting. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Since we're all about facing fears and embracing faith today and always, really. This is a song I wrote called Free to Be. How much of life is wasted on the waiting? How much of life is wasted on the waiting? Waiting to be thin, to be rich, to be famous, to be young again. What if right now you believed your life was just right? Then could you let yourself sleep at night? What if right now was perfect? Could you see then that now is your win? What's it gonna be? Don't look at me. Don't you think it's time you set yourself free? Your history's not your best story, so make a new plan and set yourself free. Your ropes are not tied down, you are unbound. Your ropes are not tied down, you are unbound. Your shackles are unlocked, you hold your prison's key. You're free to be. Are you gonna live the same life over every day? Are you gonna repeat your past every day? If you're not where you wanna be, why do you stay? Choose a new way. What's it gonna be? Don't look at me. Don't you think it's time you set yourself free? Your history's not your best story, so make a new plan and set yourself free. Based on the past doesn't ask anything. You don't have to risk, grow, or change to stay the same. No one's holding you back but you. What do you want? What will you choose? What's it gonna be? Don't look at me. Don't you think it's time you set yourself free? History is not your best story, so make a new plan. Your history's not your best story, so make a new plan. Your history's not your best story, so make a new plan and set yourself free. You're free to be. You're free to be. Free to be, free to be. Whoo, yes, I'm free to be. Say that with me. We are all free to be. All right. Free to be who and how we are here to be. Your history is not your best story because we're always continually evolving beings. Your future is what you make it. Just do it. I love the title, Just Do It, Just Do It. back when I met Amy, I remember telling our minister at the time, I just want to get out. And she asked me what I wanted to do. I said, I want to get out and I want to sing all over the world. I want to sing. And she asked me, well, what are you waiting on? And I came up with a huge long list. The idea of just do it was far from my grasp, or so I thought, because I was in this place of all the reasons, all the yeah buts, right? I was all in the place of I don't know how, or I'm afraid, or it was all those self-sabotaging things that were holding me back until I decided to just step in and just do it. Just do it. So of course, I think being an athlete most of my life, I think of Nike when I hear just do it. And I think of all of the time and energy that I spent playing basketball. That was my first love before the guitar and before horses, was basketball. It's all I thought about from the time I was 5 until after college, was this round ball and how often I could have it in my hands. I slept with it. I would shoot up in the air until my mom would come in and say, it's time to go to sleep. And she'd turn the light off and I would still keep from my bed, from my prone position, keep shooting in the air and occasionally hit myself in the face. But I learned to create the mental equivalent that we talk about in this teaching and visualize what I want to see, right? To really own it in my heart and in my mind and my consciousness. I learned I was doing that before I knew what it meant or knew that it was a thing. But there's the other piece of that, which is the action. I didn't just lie in bed at night flipping my ball in the air and imagining that I would get really good scores the next day in the game. I was out there after dark. I was out there at 11 o'clock at night with my parents saying, it's time to come in and go to bed now. And I was out there shooting. You know, it reminds me of the story I'm sure you've heard of the person who is playing Carnegie Hall and someone else is listening. And the person listening says, the spectator says, man, I would give my life to play like that. And the person playing said, I did, right? It takes action on our part. I gave my life to be able to play basketball well enough to get a college scholarship. I gave my life. Every summer I was at a basketball camp, one after the other, after the other. It was my life, right? I play this guitar every single day, all my different instruments. I play them because it feeds my soul, and also because I want to continually allow the next best version of me to come through, the next best version of me to come through. And so what are we giving our lives to? You want to know what you believe? Look at your life. What are we giving our lives to? And are our actions matching what we say is important? What we say that we are really wanting to affirm for ourselves and create in our own lives individually and collectively? Are we matching that with our actions? Because if not, the Bible says faith without works is dead. Or our beloved Dr. Ernest Holmes, too much theory and too little practice. Too often, he says, we engage in too much theory and too little practice. Or my favorite, which is, let us not have too much wishbone and too little backbone. You see, it takes backbone, it takes guts, it takes grit, determination, stick-to-itiveness. It takes us staying the course and keeping on, not just do it once, but just do it and keep doing it and keep doing it. It takes continually having the backbone to live the teaching, to say I want a thing and then live as if it's already so, to live from that thing. Man, that takes some real dedication. It takes backbone to live our faith and not just talk about it. My thoughts and prayers are with you when there's social injustice. That's wonderful. And what are your actions showing up as in the world? You know, when there is an injustice, when there is a racial, a cultural, a political divide, are you being a bridge? Are your actions showing up to be the bridge so that we can do what we say we're about, which is creating a world that works for everyone instead of being on whichever side we think is the right side? We have to continually bring our faith together with our action. Otherwise, they're not taking us where we want to go. So what do you want? What do you want? And are you giving your life to it? We don't have to know how. You've heard that, I'm sure, in this teaching. That's real important, because if you know how, you're not dreaming big enough. So you don't have to know how. You just have to be willing to step into the flow of your faith. Be willing to step into that and know that we can have whatever we develop the consciousness of, individually and collectively. I reminded my prayer team of that at my center here in Charlotte, Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. I reminded my prayer team of that when we had yet another wave of upheaval in the political world, in the social justice world recently. And I said, you know, we individually, we've talked about this, we can have whatever we develop the consciousness of as an individual. I developed the consciousness of prosperity, prosperity is mine. I have the prosperity of health, health is mine. Same is true for you. Well, the same is true for us collectively. So when we see things that feel like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't have any more backbone left. I don't have any more guts and grit left. What's the point? I just want to bury my head in the sand. Nothing's changing politically. Nothing's changing in my work environment. Nothing's changing. I don't have my new house I wanted yet, or whatever the case may be, whether it's something small or something large. When we feel like we're at that place of impasse, we have to recognize we can have whatever we want, whatever we have the consciousness of. I remember one of my first aha moments in the Science Mind teaching back when Amy and I first started attending that center in Charlotte. The minister came in and says, just to be clear, the Science of Mind does not tell you you can have what you want. It says you can have what you are. So we can have whatever we develop the consciousness of. So when things feel hard in the world globally, and it's been a growth year, right? When things feel hard in your personal life or in our world, we have to remember that and go, okay, all right, well, we got some more work to do. That's all. We have some more work to do. And I, for one, am committed to being the change that I want to see. I am committed to being an integral part of the radical restructuring of planet Earth. That's what's taking place. I will not get sidetracked. I will not be disappointed. I will prove my faith. That's how we develop our consciousness. The consciousness of holding something is to keep on keeping on. And to trust. To be ready to, as Dr. Ernest Holmes says, to be ready to live expecting a full and complete proof of our faith. Are you living, or as Neville Goddard said, faithful to the assumption? Let's be faithful to the assumption that COVID is a thing of the past. Let's be faithful to the assumption that our economy and our government runs smoothly and in harmony with all the highest and best for all involved. Let's be faithful to the assumption that we live in perfect health, harmony, peace, joy, purpose, passion, prosperity. Can we be faithful to the assumption and live expecting the full proof of our faith? That's what we're being called to do. Expecting our faith, the proof of our faith. So this calls us to continually live outside of our comfort zone. This right now, I know there are shiny, happy people on the other side of this internet connection, but all I see is the back of a phone right now. This is not my comfort zone. I love seeing your smiling faces. I read people and I can be like, oh, losing that one. She's about to fall asleep. Let me throw a joke in here and bring her back. You know, I can't see you. I can't feel you the way I used to feel people in a room. But I feel you. Why? Because we are one. There's one mind, one heart, one. And we are one with the one. So I trust in that. I have faith in that. And when I feel like, this is outside my comfort zone, I'm going to lean in and I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay with being not okay for a minute. I'm going to be okay with being uncomfortable in the birth canal from here to there. I'm okay with that because there's always another there. There's always another growth point. There's always another pushing out into the new thing that we're being born into. I remember when we first went into the COVID lockdown, pardon me, back in March. And I told my wife, I said, you know, we need to be there for the prayer team. We have this wonderful prayer team of 16 prayer chaplains that we put in place, some of those practitioner students. And anyway, we have this wonderful support group that we want to help them stay connected and help the community. So let's go on and give them a Zoom tutorial. So here we are, Angie and I on Zoom to teach, air quotes placed there carefully, to teach. We don't have a clue. I had used Zoom like once, maybe, I don't know. And we are literally on a call with these 16 people looking to me for guidance. At which point, after a few frustrating moments of not being able to help people like unmute themselves or something, I don't know, crazy like that, I leaned over to Angie out of the purview of the camera, but with the microphone right here. I whisper in her ear and in the ears of every prayer chaplain, maybe we should do this later when we really know what the heck we're doing. At which point, laughter erupted. And the head of my prayer chaplain team said, Kate, she said, we can hear you. And maybe that's a good idea. We come back to this because we were clueless, right? And I laughed. I was like, okay, well, I'm authentic if nothing else. I am vulnerable if nothing else, because that's our growing edge. And I'm willing to live there. Will you live there with me? Live there with me. You have to be willing to live there and let go of the perfectionism, let go of the way you think things have to go. I have to tell myself this every day. Don't feel like I have it mastered, but you have to continually be committed to that, to be able to traverse the birth canal from here to there, to be able to be, as Janelle says, be dazzling and tremendous as the sun from the meditation this morning. That was beautiful, Janelle. Thank you. So yes, we're here to be dazzling and tremendous and live a life uncommon and to embrace our ever-evolving nature. We're here to be, to trust in that which we are, but yet is so much bigger than we can comprehend. That's where the real dance lies right there, is trusting in the one that created us, that is moving through us, expressing as us, and yet so much more than we can even comprehend. And embrace all of it, the here to there, knowing there'll always be another there. So that is being fluid with life. Being fluid with life is also being simultaneously happy right where we are. But hear me, I don't mean Pollyanna happy, just like whitewashing over something that doesn't feel good. I love the work of Jeff Foster. He's a phenomenal teacher and author, and he has a part in one of his books called Deep Acceptance. There's a line in there where he says, be okay with your not okayness, right? So being happy right where you are is also being able to be okay with your not okayness. What I mean by that is we all have those moments where we feel embarrassed because everybody just heard me say that I don't have a clue what I'm doing on Zoom. Or we all have those moments where we just wake up and we're cranky. It's okay to be cranky. I was cranky all day yesterday. Ask my wife. But the point is not to stay there. We can all be off our game sometimes. To go back to basketball, we can all be off our game sometimes. And every time I was off my game, I was always reminded. I'd hear my brothers. Two of my brothers were two of my first coaches from the time I was 5. They were telling me how to play this awesome sport. And 3 things you have to remember in basketball. You see the goal. You never take your eye off the goal if you're getting ready to shoot. You want to see where you're shooting. But you don't look this way. You turn and face the goal. We call it squaring up, because you're perfectly squared up with it. And then once you shoot, you follow through. So when I feel cranky, when I'm in my not okay place, I recognize this too shall pass. It's okay. Life is fluid, and I let it pass through. I'm not going to judge myself, beat myself up, think I'm less than. I'm going to say, okay, it's all right. It's okay. I'm going to re-up. I'm going to look back at the goal. My goal is to live a happy, fulfilled, joyous life that is steeped in possibility and encouraging others to be their authentic self and living their own possibility, so that we collectively can live this greater truth of a world working for all. So looking at the goal, what is the goal again? What is it that I want to achieve in my own life? Maybe it's to write a book. Maybe it's to travel. Maybe it's to find a new mate. Maybe it's a new home. Maybe it's to serve in an interfaith organization like we have here in Charlotte. It's beautiful, bringing all of these different houses of faith together and causing bridges to happen where there once felt like barricades. Whatever it is, to look at that goal, to square up, face it, lean into it. And then don't just say it, not just in your affirmations or your prayers, but to take action. That's the follow through. We have to have that, because otherwise we live on the surface of this amazing, amazing teaching. It makes me literally on the verge of tears how much I am in love with our teaching of religious science. It is such a beautiful place of possibility, but too often we can stay in the wishbone and not delve into the backbone. Too often we stay on the surface and become the reason people say we're the get rich quick philosophy. That's not really what we're about. When we manifest a car or a house or a job or a partner, I manifested all those things and it's wonderful, don't get me wrong. But when we do, if we really want to dive in and take this teaching to a deeper level in our lives, we have to realize those things are side effects of living in the flow of spirit. They are side effects of living in the flow of spirit, living in the flow, living in step 1 and step 2 of treatment. There's one presence, one power. It's loving, it's good, it's God by many names. Oh, and it's everywhere present. That means it's in, as, and through me, expressing as me, and always for me. Living in that place takes the teaching deeper and allows us to be catalysts for change, allows us to be these beautiful change agents, activating positive change everywhere we go, like a wake, a ripple of positivity and change. It's living in the flow of spirit and letting the good be the side effects that they're here to be. Now, as I said, I get cranky. I have my days where I'm off my game. I like to bring that to the forefront because I'm honest, and it would be dishonest to pretend that I never have those days where I feel a little bit out of touch or a little bit blocked, because we all have them. We all have them. And so when you feel off your game, in addition to turning to your goal, squaring up, following through, sometimes you can't even get there. Sometimes you're just, right? There's been a lot of those days, I think, for a lot of people this year specific, with the global pandemic and all the different types of things going on in the world that challenge us and really cause us to put our faith put feet on our faith, put our faith in action. And so something else, when you're feeling stuck and maybe you can't even identify a goal, let alone square up to it or follow through on it, when you feel stuck, give. One of my dear friends, teachers, mentors is Edwene Gaines, beautiful prosperity teacher that she is and has been for decades. And I remember the story she tells about being in a hotel and her finances were fine, but she was ready. She'd always been on this continual, since she got the teaching, it just continued to flow for her. And she was in a place where she felt stagnant and she felt like there's got to be more. I don't know why it feels like I'm stagnant right now. And all right, big fella, that's what she would always say when she was talking to God. All right, big fella, you're going to need to give me a sign. And she said she was in a hotel room and she pulled back the curtain and there was literally a billboard, huge billboard right outside her window that said, increase your giving. And she was like, I'm already a tither. What am I? Well, okay. So she increased her giving. So when you feel stuck, increase your giving. If you feel like you don't have enough time, volunteer somewhere, give your time. If you feel like you're low on funds, give your funds. That is proving the law, because there's a law of reciprocity that as we give, we receive. It gets us unstuck and into the flow. And when we're giving from a place of gratitude, that's the next piece, is always being in gratitude, whether it's your time or your money, your energy, your love, to be in a place of gratitude. So service, giving, being in gratitude, and forgiveness. Those things unlock us, because otherwise we can say, put our faith into action all day long. We can say, embrace faith over fear. But if we're stuck, we're stuck. And if you want to throw the dynamite in and blow the dam on where you feel stuck and let it flow and get back into the flow of spirit, find places to be of service, find places to give of your time, your talent, and your treasure, like Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, for example. This is an avenue of which the divine flows to you, for you. So give back where you feel spiritually fed of your time, your talent, and your treasure. But also being in that place of, how can I be of service in other ways, in my city, in my family? Where can I be in gratitude? And what do I need to forgive to move on and move forward? What do I need to forgive to move on and move forward? You see, when we're stuck, we're living small. And living small is a belief that we're separate from God. When we are living small, we believe that we're separate from the source that created us, which is impossible, because it is in, as, and through us and connects us to everything. So that's when we have to, as Emerson said, get our bloated nothingness out of the way and open the divine circuits of which the infinite flows through. And so living small, when you feel stuck, you're living small. It's okay. Don't judge it. Resist not evil, right? We're not going to resist the error thinking. We're not going to resist the ways that we've fallen short. We're going to honor it. We're going to say, okay, I could have done better there. We're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to do it. We're not going to stay in the place and wallow in it. We're going to move forward and live and stop twisting like a scrub pine on the side of the road that gets twisted in the wind. We're not going to twist and twist by the outside circumstances trying to figure out who we are. We're going to tap into who we are, the truth of who we are, and live from there. That's how we just do it. That's how we live the dream that we wanted to live individually and collectively, is living from the truth, trusting in that which created you and yet is larger than you can even comprehend. Trusting I am one with this power and this presence moving through all of life. Trusting in that. So living a life fulfilled is having faith in the goodness, in the omnipresence of the one. And living from that place, living from that faith-filled place, embracing that, really embracing it, is having faith in our wholeness, faith in our oneness. When I say move into forgiveness in your daily practice to make sure that you stay unstuck and in the flow of spirit, and you incorporate forgiveness in that practice, the first one you have to work on is yourself. Forgive yourself for the places you've judged yourself, the places you've felt, you've beat yourself up. Anytime you feel stuck, start there. I guarantee you, you're covering yourself with shame and guilt, which disconnects you from the divine. So living life fulfilled, living in this place of, yes, I give my life to the commitment of my happiness, my joy, my prosperity, my peace, and my harmony, because I know as I do that, I can't help but create that all around me. It's contagious. Isn't that amazing? So living from that place, that's our work. That's our great work. That's our masterpiece. It reminds me of the story of Nehemiah from the Bible, where he's rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem, which metaphysically we know means peace. So consider Nehemiah is building peace, right? We are wanting to be catalysts for change, but also for peace. We are out there to build peace. So Nehemiah, building this wall, he's doing his great work. He's been called by God. He's like, this is mine to do. I'm doing it. And he keeps getting these people coming in saying, hey, you need to come over here. This guy wants to meet with you. I've been sent. I'm a messenger. Somebody want to meet with you. And then the next day, another one would come and more messengers would come. They didn't want to meet with him. They wanted to get him off in the shadows and kill him. They wanted to stop his great work. Finally, after saying, no, I'm busy, I'm busy, he turns and he says, I'm doing a great work and I cannot come down. I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. That is your affirmation. That's your affirmation for living a life that is fulfilled, that is passionate, that is faith-filled and faith in action. I'm doing a great work and I cannot come down. It's too important. It's too important that I be committed to my own happiness, my own joy, my own prosperity and passion and purpose, because I know as I do it, others do it, and we create change in this world, and it's needed. I'm doing a great work. You're doing a great work, and I cannot come down. God is good and everywhere present, moving through all of creation, connecting all of us. It is in me, as me, through me, for me. Say that with me. Divine intelligence is in me, as me, for me, in me, as me, for me. This divine flow, I accept it, I love it, I live it, I am it. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Let's anchor that truth in this prayer, this moment of prayer, this moment of reminding myself deeper of the truth of my being, the truth that there is one power and presence, the divine, by many names, and this omniscient, omnipotent source of good. Oh, I'm inseparable from it because it permeates all of creation. And so I feel my connection with the divine. I feel it to the point of emotion overflowing from joy and knowing, I am here to do a great work. Thank you, God, for moving through me, expressing as me. I know that my work does not return void. My word does not return void. And so I claim in this moment for myself, for Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, for all of the centers for spiritual living and all of the other New Thought centers out there living this teaching that is life affirming and life changing. I claim for myself and for all of us that we honor and we commit to this great work. I claim this right here and right now. I honor and I claim and I commit to this great work, and I will not come down. I live it, I breathe it, I am it, and I live expecting proof of my faith each and every day. And I say, thank you, God, in advance, because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that change, that positive ripples of continuous change are happening now. That we are living in a land that works. a world that works, one steeped in love and connection. And I say, thank you, God. I know we are each blessed in the giving and in the receiving. And so I speak a word of blessing for this community today, that every gift given is given from a heart of love, an open heart that is giving freely. And so in return, I know that that blessing returns to the giver. And so I just say, thank you, God, for this dance of reciprocity, for us living this teaching and being open to be in the flow of Spirit. I release this and I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Whew, Lord, maybe it was the I surrender all. Whew. Carissa got me in touch with my Baptist faith there for a second. I was raised Southern Baptist. You started singing I surrender all. I was ready for an altar call. Y'all got me praying and crying this morning. So, I know that I do feel you, even though I don't see you right this moment. I am so blessed by you. So I talked about it a little bit, not twisting in the wind, but living free by living from within. So I like to sing what I talk about. And this is a song I wrote called Live Free. I'm tired of twisting in the wind to see which way it's gonna blow me now. I just won't live like that again. Gonna choose a different path, some way, somehow. I gotta live free. I gotta live for me. No longer twisting in the wind to see which way it's gonna blow me now. With my heels I'm digging in, I'm gonna hold myself to higher ground. No longer twisting in the wind, the strength of who and how I am I have found. I've come so far and worked so hard from living my life, I will not back down. I gotta live free. I gotta live for me. Every moment is a choice point. Every thought is a creative thought. So how? Tell me, how are you? Gonna live now. I gotta live free. I gotta live for me. I gotta live free. I gotta live for me. Live free. Live free. Just do it, y'all. Live free. Live free. Thank you so much for letting me join you today.
Thank you so much here, Reverend Christy. Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful message, and gosh, bookended with beautiful music. I feel spiritually fed. Thank you. So now is the time for the giving of our gifts. Speaking of being spiritually fed, we thank you for the ways that you are continuing to support the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living during these times. We are honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually. We appreciate your gifts, your donations, and your tithes that you give to CCSL. Your donations, your giving is important because it helps us fulfill our vision of a world that works for everyone. And like we heard Reverend Christie say, that we engage in that law of circulation. As we give, we receive. And also we remember that God is our source as we are circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
If you would be so kind, may I have just a sprinkle of sugar? If you would be so kind, may I have just a sip of your tea? Well, why do I pretend that I want such a tiny piece of the pie? More than a trickle or a splash or a dribble, not just a drip or a drop. I want my blessings to flow like a river, waterfalls that never stop. Who in the world do we think that we are? We shoot for the moon when we're made from the stars that fall. I want it all. If what you want is the sweetest of love songs, why settle just for a riff? And if what you long for is a garden of roses, why only ask for a whiff? Now who in the world do we think that we are? We shoot for the moon when we're made from the stars that fall. I want it all. More than a dab or a pinch or a smidgen, here now I make my request. This infinite world is laid out before me. Why would I settle for less? How can I think my supply will deplete when the moon moves the oceans to fall at my feet? Oh, I want it all.
Join me in this prayer for abundance and prosperity. Right here and right now, we recognize the infinite source of all that is. The gifts of your love amplify the infinite good that expresses through each one of you. And for that, we are so grateful. I bless these gifts. I bless the givers, knowing that these gifts go forth and multiply. I say thank you. And together we sing.
And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So let's thank our guest speaker and featured soloist, Reverend Christy Snow, and our practitioners today, Kristen Wilcock, Janelle Carroll. Thank you, Dave Scarborough, for the laity reading. Thank you, Carissa Holmes, for the beautiful music. Thank you, Tony Bernardi on piano, Joe Nelson on drums, and Steve Parakis on bass. And thank you all who have collaborated your musical talents to provide the music for us today. And thank you all who are here with us today for our service. Also, if you are joining us for the very first time today, we welcome you. We'd love to send you a welcome packet in the mail with information about who we are. You can contact the office. The way you contact the office is on our website, or you can send us a private Facebook message. Also, if you are not receiving emails and information about the services, please call the office or send us a private Facebook message. So now please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
All right, everybody, this song is a real dance party. So turn your videos on. I want to see everybody moving.
Take it home. Take it home. Take it home on your own.
Put your hands together.
Take it home.
It's for you, yeah.
Take it home.
Whatever's true, yeah.
Take it your own on your own. 1, 2, 3. All that is good, all that is true, love. Please take it with you when you go. Please take it with you when you go. All that is good, all that is true. Take it home to you.
One more time now.
Take it home. Take it home. Make it your own, all your own.
Put your hands together.
Take it home.
It's for you, yeah.
Take it home.
Whatever's true,